What's up, YouTube? HoneyBee here, bringing you a new tournament match analysis breakdown video. In this one, we're going to be covering all the matches I had during Northern Arena, which happened last weekend. I actually ended up winning it, but there was some stuff that we could definitely go over in terms of gameplay that maybe I should have done differently. Maybe there's a reason why I was doing something that maybe you guys were wondering about. So let's hop right into it and get into my first match. And this one is going to be against Dr. Stabs, or just Stabs as they were saying here. But yeah, we're going to be fighting Stabs right now. He's going to be using Firestorm against my Flash. In this matchup, whenever I come across a Firestorm, I always do go Flash. Matchup's probably a 5-5. I feel like Flash has really good options. I feel really comfortable in this matchup. This is a matchup that I was training for quite a bit because I knew I did have Stabs first round, and there was also a very high chance that I would fight Gunshow at some point, who also uses Firestorm. So definitely trained for this matchup quite a bit, and let's get right into it.
Anything that never quite ends the way you want to in terms of
It does not. But all right, here we go. We're getting into match.
So you'll see in this first match, and probably the second match as well, there's a lot of things I messed up. It might have just been like nerves at this point, like just trying to adjust to the setup and everything like that. Like there was stuff that I definitely fucked up. So we'll go over that. Okay. That happens sometimes. Forward dash into a meter burn back 3. Okay. But here we see, okay, I get a combo here, and then I go for this reset, right? I go for this reset, and I hit it. Like, in this reset, you'll see that he actually gets hit by a cross-up. This is a reset that I've been doing for a little while now, and it's very easy to confirm off of. You just hit them, and then I just do a little bit of 1-1 into like a back 2-2 Sonic lift meter burn into back 2-2 4-3. And then like get a setup, you get a lot of damage for it. And I already messed this up. And after that happened, I was like, okay, that's a bad start. But you know, we're still in it. I missed the punish here too. And I missed that. That was supposed to be a running man. And I missed that. There's like 4 things that I already messed up. 5 things that I already messed up in the very first round of this match. It was very, very, very ugly. And that was supposed to be a back forward 1, but I got a stand 1 instead. So 6 things. That was also ugly, but I'm not going to count that as a mess up. But I messed up like 6 things in this first round. So at this point, it's kind of like what's going through my head is like, you better bring it back together, because I did not wait. Like, I did not win 4 weeks of qualifiers and train my ass off for the finals to lose to my first opponent. Like, that was, woo, that was not gonna happen. So in my mind, I'm just thinking like, you better bring this shit back together, because I made like actually 6 mistakes. And a lot of times when you review your matches, or what I do when I review my matches, is I look at key points that happened throughout the match. Like, did something happen here that I messed up? Because if you mess up something, that can be a huge momentum changer, and the difference between maybe getting a lot more damage into a setup that you could potentially get more damage from, or it could be a simple, like, it could end up being a drop. Maybe you're going to get punished for that drop. Now your opponent has the momentum. So always looking back at points where you fuck up and making sure that's not something that happens often. Like, for example, the stuff that happened in that first round was just a lot of just, I guess, input errors on my part that I was just fucking up, but it's not something that happens all the time. So it's not really something for me to work on. It's more so just, you know, don't do that. But let's continue.
I'm just going to look to hopefully get a little bit of extra damage on the second health level before Stabs can get anything going. It completely interrupts that Starfish. And now he's got the corner.
So I did a little bit of a jump over there to, just in case he was trying to wake up with the interactable, because that's such a good interactable for gadget characters. Sometimes I'll jump over just to prevent them from using it, and then at that point maybe they're just going to get hit by me because they're just too busy mashing interactable, but Stabs was ready for that.
Get out of the corner right now. Stabs going with the meter from 4-3, not going to connect. Oh, but nice control there.
Yeah.
Stabs, HoneyBee.
Stab just must have kept mashing there
Chipping
because
away.
I was just staggering some lows that ended up forcing out there.
Not as much in the continuation department, but again, it's early. Still game one. It is a best of 5 as it's been, you know, throughout the course of Injustice.
That
2
I
fights.
should have definitely
But,
punished.
we're gonna see which
that
jump
whiff.
buttons work as we get around the bounce house into
And
death.
that
4
was
stabs,
it
chip
right
damage
there.
territory.
So,
there it is,
like,
the
I
down
messed
one
up a
finish, and
lot
HoneyBee
of
takes
stuff in
game
this
number
match,
1.
but I
Opening
somehow
things up
still
here.
managed to win it.
Very nicely done. They're immediately going to go for the rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No time
In
to
game
waste.
2, I know that I lost
I
game
guess we're not
2.
gonna hit
I
that
know there was
first
some
leg
definite
before the
mistakes I
team
made.
Something there.
You'll see that as we go further into the tournament, I become way more comfortable with how I'm playing and everything. It's just in this first one, yeah, I was definitely not not on point.
Bounce as we have now, you know, Two-Face watches on from the back, mad that he isn't in the playable roster, but he has to hold that.
So I just got hit by 3 of those in a row. The thing is like, it's a little bit of a guess between whether he's just going to do a raw molten trap or the overhead, and Flash can't punish the overhead, but you know, like, I don't want to get hit by that molten trap, so sometimes I end up just getting hit by the overhead a lot.
Stabs got lucky there.
That's risky for him to do as well. That's punishable, but so I was getting hit by some of those stuff that like doesn't really lead to much damage, so it's fine. Sometimes it's better just to block the option that would hurt a lot more.
HoneyBee trying to get in right now, looking for the down one too. It's not going to connect, so he's backing up a little bit, trying to avoid that molten trap. He doesn't want to get caught in it, especially since
That was a good reversal from Stabs. It's not really anything Flash can do at that point.
Oh, the big back three. Stomp to the
I feel like I might have been able to interrupt that. That was good from Stabs. He wasted his level 3 for some reason there. Like 100% that was a waste of level 3. I don't know what was going through his mind to do that.
But a good wake up. Stabs takes that first health bar now.
Yeah, a lot of impatience from Stabs. He's just gonna wake up and throw out that fusion charge.
See, I was being a little bit too impatient right there, like just dashing in like that. I was just dashing in a lot actually, and just trying to get hits when, if you're fighting a player that's ready for that, you can definitely get killed for it.
As he wins that clash and regains 25% of his health.
That interaction. HoneyBee's just
That was
trying
weird.
to get that first health bar down. Can you even believe what's going on here?
Oh, I do. There's a lot of meshing and a lot of awareness from both of these gentlemen picking up on errant attempts to force offense. You know, not quite the most
Yikes.
traditional, you know, wake up options and Oki setups, but here's a full B&B combo coming in from Stabs, and now with the lead, trying
HoneyBee's
to
in a
test
very
the ground.
scary position here too. He doesn't have Clash available to him at all, and pretty much
So yeah, that's a punish. If he ever whiffs that in that kind of range, yeah, I was ready to punish that.
fighting back right now, trying to make that
And
comeback.
here's like my chance to like get that momentum going, get a setup. He actually didn't clash, and we probably should have flashed that, but then I didn't end up getting too much out of it.
Whoever the flash is from. Oh, and the wake up. Hold on. Wait a minute.
And then he just catches me. Oh, that sucks. Flip out, but then I die, and then I die. So some good decision making from Stabs on that part. Like, he did some good stuff. I felt like I did a lot of bad choices.
It is Firestorm who is back in the lead, but no, an errant backdash on Wake Up instead of simply blocking. Gets caught up, and look at the damage piling up, over 500. Goodness.
There we go.
That is
Big damage.
612 damage.
Seems kind of fair.
Ridiculous.
All right, the big back three. Look at
That was
swinging,
ugly.
gets the forward three, overhead flip into the corner. Is gonna restand
Oh,
up
yep,
with the
good
moment
punish,
trap.
there we
A
go.
great punish.
Anytime Firestorm,
Simply didn't have
yeah,
the meter, didn't have the meter
Katana
to
Prime
go
saying
for
it,
the mix-up.
anytime Firestorm doesn't have meter and does a molten trap, like, obviously he won't be able to meter burn it, so if you have a move that can punish it, you have
You have a
to
real
use
big
that
problem
move.
here with
For
the
Flash,
range
it's his
flashes
backboard too,
in these matches.
from range.
All right, it's not gonna waste time in the corner. Look at the
Cross
setup, same side, a bit of the dirty stuff. Hey,
So I was definitely starting to feel better about my play in these matches. It was like coming more together for me, like with this match. And I think the last match as well was pretty good.
Right now, and he is definitely backed up.
So right now it's like you'll see that when I'm like full screen from Firestorm, what the plan is like basically just to build a lot of meter and just don't let him molten trap you. So like I'll do like a quick running man stance and then I'll jump back, because as I running man stance, the Firestorm's gonna try to catch me on my on where I am, so I'll do that quickly, jump back. If I'm full screen from Firestorm, he can't molten trap me, so then I can get a free like Running Man stance or like a phase or some shit like that. And it's just to build meter and kind of just, you know, keep him on his toes, because if I do a Running Man stance and he whiffs Molten Trap, I can actually run forward and do an RMS1 to get a small punish. So it's a lot of like keeping him on his toes and just making sure like I'm building meter and picking my moment to get in.
He wants to try and chip away from life bar.
And HoneyBee getting a bit brash there with a dash up, trying to escape all input
That's
error
gonna be
from Styles, and he's going to pay for it.
I probably should have gone for the reset there to kill him,
The
but I didn't. Went for a little different reset, but he delayed wake up to get out of it.
He might have stayed on the ground there a little longer.
All right.
I don't know what that was. A little bit of a teabag.
We'll still take it.
Yeah, Flash is not okay with you putting him.
So at this point, I'm up 2-1, and I'm wondering in my mind if Stabs is going to use a different character, maybe Joker, maybe some other character that I don't even know that he plays, but he goes straight to Firestorm, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Like, this is a matchup I've played a lot. Like, shoutouts to Magic Man, who's a really, really good Firestorm that I'll play with. I'll play with Rewind, I'll play with Combat, I'll play with a bunch of Firestorms, so I'm, like, very, very prepared for this matchup.
Kind of want to try and slow down the momentum. But it looks like
I think this match might have been a mop.
That's all right. We have bombs to the escape now.
So a lot of times you'll see as well is what I look for sometimes. You'll see here. So we're in this neutral position, and Flash, like, I don't have like really good ranged normals. You'll see, like, if I did a back two right now, it wouldn't hit him. So my options at this range is kind of like, well, I can try to jump in at him, but if I jump in at him and he walks back, he would be able to trip guard me right now, and I could try to Sonic Pound, but, you know, I could get hit out of it. Maybe I'll whiff the Sonic Pound, at which point I'll get punished for it. I could try to dash in, but if I just dash in right away, then I can get hit. So sometimes what I do is I'll kind of like wait for my opponent to maybe stick out a button, like try to down one me, and then I'll try to dash in afterwards so that I come in during their recovery frames, and then I can try to start applying pressure. So you'll see that's kind of what I do here, you know. So he just whiffed a down one, and after he whiffs the down one, that's when I come in. You know, you have to be smart with like how you make your approach, because with a character like Flash, I could have also just throw out a back forward two, which is lightning punch, but if he does a down one, that'll just hit me right out of it, because back forward two is a high. So like with Flash, you have to be smart with like how you're approaching. You can't just approach mindlessly all the time, because if that's the case, you just try to dash in, yeah, you're just gonna die. If you jump in, the opponent should either just down to you. If they don't have a good down to, they can just walk back and trip guard you. So yeah, gotta be smart with your approach.
Now, both these guys seemingly in the slugfest,
and then once you're in, you gotta mix, like, you never mixed before.
On Stab and set him up into the losers bracket. Not quite enough on the chip, and no meter burn from Stab.
And also, like, if you time it correctly and space it correctly, you can actually jump in while your opponent maybe throws out a down one, because they think you're going to try to dash in or something like that, or they think you're going to try to come in with a back two. So yeah, just knowing your options like that.
So maybe go for straight, turn that flame blue and, you know, turn on the outplay button, but instead, and it's going to be HoneyBee continuing the onslaught, not even going to clash here. This is getting
that reset still works. A little bit of a quick stand.
Complete control of this match right now. Stab's trying to get out of the corner with that interaction, but they both hit each other in the air at the same time, which just force Stabs right back in there. And HoneyBee is just all over Stabs right now.
And a little bit of a shimmy. So that's kind of like, you'll see in this like area here, like how I kind of like approach, like letting him whiff stuff, choosing like how I jump in when we're in that little range, you know. I do that option, and then he does that, just kind of waiting, and then like see how he was whiffing a lot of buttons, like he's like whiff down one, whatever, and then whiffs the back two and get the jump in, and then a little bit of a shimmy, and then it's over. So like in those last two matches, I was feeling way more comfortable than in the first match. So that was the first set I had versus Stabs. Let's go forward and look at the next one. Alright, so in my next match, it's going to be against Lord V Noodles. He's a Robin main, and in this match, I'm going to go Starfire. I'm sure there's people out there that kind of wondered, why did I use Starfire against Lord V Noodles, but I used Flash against Hayate when both of them are using Robin? Well, Hayate has played the Starfire matchup so much and grinded it so much and gotten so good at it that playing Hayate with my Starfire, while I can beat him, he plays that matchup very, very well. Starfire against Robin, like it might be 6-4 Starfire, it might be a little bit less than that. The thing is that in that matchup, Starfire can zone out Robin all day, but if the Robin player can handle her zoning really well and like be patient enough to come in at the proper times and like not just get hit by like random traits and shit, then it can be a little bit difficult because one correct jump in from Robin ends up being like half your life pretty much, and Robin's jump ins cover a very far distance. So, like in some situations, and like the thing is all as well is like Robin does have a 6 frame down one that leads into a full combo, and that can be kind of dangerous for Starfire. It doesn't let her like do anything after she's like -1, which against some characters she can still kind of continue. So Robin has some decent options against Starfire. He definitely does have to work to get in, but if the Robin player is really good at getting in, then it can be kind of difficult. Hayate's really good at that, but Noodles I've found from playing him in the past is like he's really, really good at a bunch of matchups for Robin. Potentially better than Hayate in some certain matchups, but Starfire's not one of them. He definitely doesn't approach it the same way, so it's a lot easier for me to keep him out, and that's why I went Starfire instead of Flash against Noodles. It's because like I just felt more confident in the matchup. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
we actually
Well,
have
you know what? Well, maybe Jackie goes.
I have a little bit of like the
Why don't you
interview
kill her, B? Why
portion,
don't you
but
something pretty sure on
we'll
these
skip
characters,
this.
like the money or what's that?
If you
he's
want to see it,
actually
like it
eating
was on
Gorilla
my
Grits
Twitter.
right
You can check that out.
Yeah.
I like retweeted
Caboose,
it, or you
welcome
can check like the
back.
Northern
Thanks for having me back.
tweet it
Now
for-
you're a huge fan of
I think
HoneyBee.
the match starts now.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Understatement.
Yeah, time. Really well through
Alright.
the qualifiers and here right now.
So here we
Quick
go.
question.
Me
Do you have a
versus
shot
Lord
of
V
HoneyBee?
Noodles.
We'll talk about that off stream. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I think you'll hear them say
Alright.
like, is this
Oh,
8-2?
okay,
I
I'm
hope
sorry.
that they're
Think about
joking
Flash,
about that.
And HoneyBee is going to pick Starfire here. It was bound to happen. Inevitably, we were going to see the Starfire pick.
Yeah,
She
this
is a
matchup
really
is like
good
what,
player.
8-2?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
It is
she's
definitely
fantastic
not an
in the
8-2
game right
matchup.
now.
I hope the commentator who said that, I think it's Jackie, I
gonna
hope
be
he
a
was
bit of an
joking
uphill battle
because
here for Noodles,
it's
but
definitely
I'm
not an
sure
8-2 matchup.
He is ready for the task. He was probably expecting somebody to play Starfire, so.
Oh, nice using the interaction. Okay, trying to switch sides, getting real estate, but no, gets worked in the corner. Oh yeah, get back. You got
That was nice down two from Noodles. See, it really sucks if you hit someone, but then you drop it, like you're missing out on a lot. So like Noodles hit me with that down two, but he missed the rest of the combo.
I know, I love when
and
you
it definitely
meter burn and
hurt.
she's just like, no, you go full screen. Like, get off of me, boy.
Fantastic anti-air there from HoneyBee. I think that's back to for Starfire. And now this is it. This is the zoning game all day right here.
So little stuff like that, like me
Yeah,
throwing like
you
a straight projectile and then doing like a trait meter burn. Hayate usually won't get hit by something like that. See a little bit of a bait there. That was good on my part. But yeah, the way I have to approach this a lot is kind of like throw out my star dust that goes like that, or like do a straight projectile. But then I also have to kind of like throw out back twos to kind of regulate and like make him scared to jump at me, so that I can continue pressure on the ground, and when he gets too close I can kind of throw out a 4-2-2, but like he could down to me if he's ready for it. If not, I could hit him potentially like that. I can hit him out of the air.
And you're just not going to get as much.
Like if you see the matchup like this, yes, it does look
All of Starfire's
very bad,
everything.
but
Yeah, it's
you know,
very easy for Starfire
gotta
to
play
get
it right.
murdering as well, so HoneyBee's just ready for the reaction. He can
But that was
shut
a pretty
down very
decisive first
quickly.
match.
But we're going back to the character select.
Starfire.
We've seen this plenty of times in every single tournament. Players like to do this just to take a second. Obviously as well to get maybe a stage switch, get a change of scenery.
Yeah, I mean, let's just throw all Bruce's stuff at him. You know, you think you have projectiles?
Yeah.
Like, take some tires. Don't worry about it. Wayne Enterprises got money, spend it. Oh, nice punish.
But not a full punish, unfortunately. But he gets the overhead now. And this one's a full combo. I don't know.
That was a good punish from Noodles. He didn't have meter to extend, so that was a good swoop to side switch.
He's definitely done more damage in this little bit here than he did in the entirety of that first match.
Yeah, he's definitely doing good reacting too. I mean, he's ready with the punishes and definitely a lot better footwork on getting in. But oh, good scoop there.
He has the corner down. Great job. Trying to get the read there with the jump. Doesn't quite connect. He is looking for Noodles to jump in. Noodles has trade out on the field right now. And he gets a hit with it.
Yeah, no, stay back.
That was a good roll.
Great meter roll.
That's another thing is like against Robin or basically any character, if I do a far Stardust and you roll at the right time, like you can get a full combo punish. If you block the Stardust, you're gonna take like I don't know, maybe 4 or 5% chip.
I love how he's finding the spaces too. Oh, punish. Yeah, there we go. Sip. Oh,
trying to wake up the anti-air.
Yeah, and that was not a well-timed meter back 3.
On that move allows it to hit on the other side as well for Starfire. Nicely done from HoneyBee, taking out that first health bar. Starfire is not happy with Damien.
Usually what Robin should do after blocking like anything from Starfire up close is he should always contest with the down 1-2. It's like the safest thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, we get the full of punish off that. Ooh. Just stay back. This is the game. Projectiles all day.
I'm actually surprised I hit him there.
And now we're going to get a clash from Noodles. He's got to take a breather, take a second. He's playing very, very well. There we go. He's going to bet 1 bar. HoneyBee will bet nothing. He still has a bar to spend. Plenty of traits to use from Starfire there. He's getting all that chip damage. It all adds up in the end.
So I'm kind of whiffing some sand ones just to like make him scared a bit, throw him off like the timing for like the projectiles.
Yeah, it's okay. Breathe, reset neutral. Best 2 bars. Heal up.
Really a close match right here. And in my mind, I definitely don't want to let him tie the setup. I want to beat him as cleanly as possible, as quick as possible.
And that back 2, the anti-air, does allow you to convert into a back 3 for the full combo. Any hit here could finish it for Noodles, but
And I just waited.
it could have finished it for HoneyBee.
Late meter burn, and was able to take that match.
Charging that back 3 and then spending the meter to get the armor on the wake up.
Begin.
I love a good Starfire. Yes.
Going right into game number 2 here.
Okay, this is where Robin's game is. This is the proper spacing. This is where Robin wants to be, that kind of quarter of a screen away. But with that command grab from Starfire, she doesn't really care too much. Full juggle.
It's really smart there for Noodles to place the teleport version of the tree to avoid the projectile. And it looks like now he's kind of picked up on what he just did there, and he seems he's going to utilize that a little more in this match.
I mean, it's tough because so far the games have been Noodles with such a strong start, but then HoneyBee's just able to catch up.
I tried to interrupt that right there, and it didn't work out. But see, I didn't really get punished for it. Noodles could have got a bigger conversion, but I think he just missed it.
Everything for Starfire.
That should be death.
Oh, an air escape there for HoneyBee, but he is
Usually air escaping against Robin isn't the greatest idea. He can he can blow it up in certain situations. There's a few situations against Robin where you can actually air escape out and punish him for it, but those are like during one of his combos towards the end or something like that. If it happens, I'll point it out. I'm not sure if it happens in this set though. But you can actually air escape out of some of the Robin stuff and punish him for it. Like if he ends the combo in 2-1-2.
That's exactly what Noodles wants right now. Any damage he can get away with.
So Noodles was playing this match really well. I couldn't really get too much started. Couldn't keep him out nearly as much as I wanted to.
HoneyBee had to bet the only bar he had.
So yeah.
But now it puts them at similar kind of spacing, but Robin just has so much advantage on the life. Noodles can really, he can't really sit back though. He's got to get back at that kind of quarter screen away so he can play his game.
That's right.
And the thing is, if you're ever up 2-0 on someone and they win that first match, If they win a second match, you're really going to be frustrated and just being like, damn, is this guy going to reverse 3-0 me? So if you are up 2-1 and they at 2-0 and they get that first game, like in your mind, I feel like you just really want to just close it out in that next game and not give them the opportunity to
Oh, that was a nice dash
get that
right there.
reverse
With a
3-0.
little grab.
That was a punish right there.
Oh, that's not
here
safe.
comes a big
That was
punish
definitely an
now.
input error. I didn't
There's
want
gonna be
that,
a lot of
and that kind
house
of killed
great
me.
setup, but no a drop, but it's
Somehow
still
I died
some
there.
sort of hit. A throw there now from HoneyBee. This could be very close now. Oh,
I
HoneyBee
get
was looking for the anti-air, but the
So,
reach
you know, let's
from
do a
the
little bit
jump
of a
was
stage
just
switch.
enough.
I had no intentions of
Noodles
switching
got
off
one on the
Starfire
board.
because
That's
I
right.
was still feeling super comfortable.
Making
You can
it
see Noodles' face right there. Look at his face.
Three was just
Look at his
enough
face.
for Noodles to
You hear,
get
I
that
picked
aim.
Starfire. Look at his face.
Noodles got one on the board. Here we
That's right.
go.
That's right.
He's like,
Making it
he's like,
happen.
fuck.
This is just
Why
it's
this
just
why this guy stick with
such a
Starfire? Goddamn.
draining matchup.
You can tell that's going
But
to
I
his
don't
mind.
care because it's amazing.
It's definitely a large uphill battle for Noodles, but he made it happen.
I think this last match might have been kind of
Again,
decisive.
he's always got such a strong
That was a nice
start.
little
It's just
conversion
trying
from
to
him.
keep that momentum, especially when Starfire has so many tools at her disposal that are just like, hey, I'm going to stand full screen and you're just going to eat it.
Starfire is a power character there, so she threw that interaction. It is unfortunate on a stage like this, those interactions can actually come to the use of a character like Robin really well and let him jump across the screen, but smartly done there from HoneyBee to just get rid of them.
Yeah, you don't get any projectiles. Throw your little bird or whatever. That's cute. Like, have your toys, Robin. That's real cute. Toys R Us closed in the States. We already covered it.
Nice use of the trait there. HoneyBee
And
just back to form with the zoning game
Princess
here.
does not back down.
And he's got a hefty life lead.
And this is really match point for HoneyBee.
Yep, he is up to one. Oh, nice speed removal.
Ooh, see that could have been a full combo and he messed it up.
Looking really bad
And
for
then
Noodles.
I'm sure that down
Has
two
the
was an
clash again,
accident.
he still has a clash
So a
available.
little bit of an input error, like definitely fucked him over in that situation right there.
That trait, this is really, really tough for Noodles. He just can't find an opening whatsoever. Good blocking there from HoneyBee. Oh, a nice use of the trait. There's the bird around. Jumps from HoneyBee now, and he's just putting everything he's got into this.
Are we
The
gonna
good
get
thing
some
is that
momentum?
Noodles has built a lot of meter, so he's going to clash here. Come on, surprise me. He's probably going to bet
Still
2
not
bar to
hot
get
enough for
25% and just maintain the third party.
Oh,
Oh, no,
all
he's just
three.
going to bet the farm 30% now. Puts him just about to halfway on his second health bar, but still, he is tremendously down on life.
I love the reach on the sword too. It's really nice, but I just feel like it's just not.
So yeah, he's
Just not
definitely
enough.
like at this point, like obviously I'm super comfortable. There's really not a whole lot that Noodles could do,
Try and get in,
and it's just like a matter of
not
just
giving him two
chipping him out or just
anti-air.
anti-airing him like that. So
Finish it.
Finish it off with my favorite.
that was the end of that. Beat Noodles 3-1, and now I'm in winners finals of the tournament where my next match is against my brother Biohazard. All right, so we're in winners finals of Northern Arena right now, and I'm fighting my brother Biohazard. A little bit of background story. I don't really ever fight Bio when it comes to a tournament. Like we play each other at like local stuff in Toronto back in the day, although those don't really happen anymore. But as far as like competing against each other in a big tournament, it basically never happens. And this is obviously a smaller tournament because it's only 8 people that qualified, so the odds of me fighting my brother were very high, and it did happen. But like even when I was like at Viennality, like I didn't fight my brother and it was very close. There's a lot of tournaments we've been to where like if one person were to lose this, then maybe we would fight each other, but then a lot of times it just doesn't happen. So seeing us fight each other in a pretty large tournament is pretty uncommon. So here we are at Northern Arena in the finals or winners finals, and we're actually gonna fight each other. As far as like matchups and stuff, my brother will not go Bane on me in tournament. It just won't happen. I usually win, whether I'm using like Flash or Starfire or Dr. Fate or whatever. Like I have a lot of characters that can beat his Bane pretty convincingly, so he just won't use Bane in tournament. It's probably not a smart thing for him to do. He has a Cheetah, but he probably won't use Cheetah in tournament because Starfire beats Cheetah, and that kind of leaves him with, like, he has Starfire, which is a really good pick for him because Starfire, I believe, has an edge on Flash. I could do the mirror, but I don't really want to do the mirror. Like, and Starfire, Dr. Fate, I'm not a fan of playing the matchup anyways. So his Starfire is probably his best bet. He does have a Black Manta as well that he could use, but I think Starfire is probably the way he's gonna go. And for me, like, I feel pretty comfortable using Flash against a lot of his characters, even though Starfire Flash, I'm not a huge fan of the matchup. I do know the matchup really well, and I know how to play it. I know what I'm supposed to be looking out for, what I'm supposed to be doing. So I usually go Flash, and he'll usually go Starfire. So that's kind of what the matchup is. I wasn't really expecting it to change at some point in this match, so let's get right into it.
Got a lot to regret.
And you need to surrender.
Also, it is nice that I was able to use Flash so much in this tournament because I always do enjoy using Flash. Like, I use Starfire when I have to, or some of my other secondaries when I have to, but I prefer using Flash if I can, if I feel like I'm comfortable enough in the matchup. And I felt like I was playing, like, pretty well in these matchups. You'll also see that it's very, like, jittery, the match, because the stream was just very jittery, so I apologize for that. There's really nothing I can do about it because that's just how the stream was for this match. It does get better, I think, later in the set, and for Grand Finals it's better, but for this you'll see it's quite jittery. So you'll see in this matchup, Running Man stances from Flash is a really important thing because Flash can run under Starfire straight projectiles, and he can run past Stardust if the Stardust is done further enough away. That you want to do a lot of Running Man stances and just kind of bait shit. And also you can Running Man and just build meter as well. So you'll see that, yeah, Running Man is pretty important. I'm just trying to get that last hit here of Chip. There it was. Yeah, but it's really, really jittery, the stream.
You have to get to that point, and right now HoneyBee's done a great job of keeping the life lead and just playing patience.
I should have definitely punished that, but I got the jump in. Got some damage here.
Like, I love it. Like, full combo, she's stuck in the corner. This is exactly
yeah, this is a really bad position for Bio. He has a meter deficit. I'm just kind of going in. That's something I like to do that he actually blocked. It works a lot of times. So, like, you'll see right now, Starfire has very, very little life. She has 239 HP, and she still has Clash available. I have my trait. I have 2 bars, so sometimes what I like to do is I'll do, like, a back 2-2 into trait, at which point I can do a down 1, and the down 1, they have to block it. So I can do, like, a down 1 and then bounce cancel it into a meter burn 4-3. So either the down 1 hits, and then it bounce cancels into the meter burn 4-3, which is unclashable, and I can do that into a back 3. It would kill. I could do a down 1, and then they could try to push block me, but then I'll bounce cancel it, and then the bounce cancel will break the armor, or I'll do a down 1 and they'll block it, and then I'll do a meter burn 4-3. Maybe they'll get hit. So it covers quite a bit of options. If they know I'm going to go for something like that, I can mix it up into a 4-2 into a bounce cancel because the 4-2 is an overhead. So then it's a mix. It's quite strong. It does use a trait, and it uses 2 bars, and it doesn't do a whole lot of damage because it scales quite a bit when you're in trait, but it is unclashable and it is very useful. So I go for that sometimes, and you'll see that Bio actually blocks it correctly and then does the right thing by push blocking me off right after. Right here. Down 1 bounce cancel, and then you push block. So that's how you deal with it. And he gets the punish. Starfire can get a down 1 into flip punish every time she blocks RMS 2, which is kind of annoying because RMS 2 is -7, making it punishable against some characters, but safe against some characters. A little bit scary there. He was starting to make a little bit of a comeback. But yeah. Getting the first game always feels good. Always feels good to be up in a set. You never want to be down in a set because then you are always in the situation that you're trying to just tie it up. You want to just extend the lead. So So
And the
yeah,
running
you'll
man
see lots of
stands,
running
his
mans
flexing,
there.
his execution, trying to build
So
as much
you'll
as
also
possible
see that
from
sometimes
afar.
what
And
I'm doing is like you'll see I'm
Biohazard
sticking out a down two because I'm
Bringing it right off
I'm
the
kind of
impact
like
and stuck in the
thinking
corner.
that he'll
Wow,
do a
HoneyBee
forward
swinging his
two,
homework, baiting out
which
the
is a
Temporary
high
in
from
charge,
Starfire,
denying
and
it,
down
but
two will
instead
blow it
gets
up.
hit with the wake up
But
disco
then
lights.
my brother
Starfire
knows
with
that I'm
the
going
dash
for
shot.
that, so he'll
Yeah,
like
at the
wait a
expo,
bit, or he'll
chasing
just do a
down
forward
the
three or a
back
back
dash
three,
is
which
the
like blows that up.
Big time damage.
I got a little bit of a drop there, but it's okay.
Yeah, I love it. He's 2 for 2 on that wake up, and that's not even safe.
Yeah, it's not safe, it's
not
not
safe.
invincible, it's nothing. On the flash side, how good must that feel to get 470 damage on a drop combo? You know, you gotta, the situation sucks after.
That was a little bit of a
Ensure you
punish.
got your money's
I
first
could
out
have
of it.
got more out of
Looking
it,
for the meeting time, he could beat
but
out
yeah.
small invincibility
Tying it
on
up,
that air flip.
kind
HoneyBee
of.
strikes
I'm like
back. Caboose
30%
nods like the spin
down on
building.
life.
We know.
See right there,
Hero.
He has
right there. I was expecting him to do a
down
forward
two,
two so that I could
cut
down
out.
two
I
it.
know that hitbox is free.
You'll hear Jackie saying like cut that out, whatever. Like it's a read that I'm making, and like it does work in some situations, but then in some situations it doesn't. Like I could try to just react to him throwing out that 4-2 and down 2ing, but it is quite difficult because it is quite quick when she just does 4-2-2 and then just hits you like that. But I'm trying to like hit him out of it. I should probably work on reacting to that better. It's hard to practice that though when you train online mainly because reacting to stuff like that online is definitely going to be harder than offline. But it's definitely something that in my mind for me to work on in this matchup is reacting to the 4-2 instead of preemptively like expecting it. So.
Feel good on it, but it's not working for you.
Absolutely not. Starfire jumping extended heavy button with that beam that goes all the way
Right
to
here,
the
you'll
ground.
see.
And
Like
Biohazard
I did it down
looking
2 because
at
I
the
just
corner
expected
crowd.
him
Does
to
he
do
have
a
enough on the
4-2.
tray? He does not shift that
But
territory.
yeah,
Now,
he was ready for it.
Tambourine in charge. There is no escape from the corner as HoneyBee whips out a down 2.
So let's get a
Biohazard.
stage
Okay.
switch.
Okay, yeah, okay. Doesn't want to use Bane. I'm kind of agreeing with the choice. The first game I was like, I don't know, where's your Bane? Go flex.
I mean, that's why it's 3 out of 5, right?
Fighters approaching the
You know, you have time
Joker's
to adapt.
playground.
These two will have played each other more than they've
What I found interesting was the outfit that you'll see he got. This is in tournament mode and it gives you completely random gear. This is an outfit that's very, very similar to the one that I like to use a lot for Starfire. Some of the gear pieces is different, but the shader is identical and some of the gear is very similar. I thought that was kind of interesting that
I'm pretty sure they're both going with
the
what is the most successful
he was just
character or
randomly
matchup.
given this
Yeah, no surprises
costume
here.
that I like to use
You know, HoneyBee is
basically a
always
lot.
itching at any opportunity to use the flash, and Biohazard. You know,
That was
like
a
HoneyBee, don't get me wrong, that's
sad
the
day
difference.
for my
They
trait.
all wanna win.
Just tried to activate it and just got hit out of it immediately.
Starfire
Wait
on
18
display.
seconds for it to come back.
I really like HoneyBee.
See right there, the down 2 works.
Canceling of the run too, just to get good movement.
And when it works, I can get some pretty good like mileage out of it. I get some like 300 damage. It's pretty good. Matt missed the punish on that.
Able to escape safely, and here we go into the trade.
I'll kill him with this, but I have to spend the meter.
Yes, he will. This should do it for the life bar. And okay. Okay, Caboose.
Yeah, Caboose is feeling it. He's awoken now.
Yeah,
He's
popping
like,
off from the commentary booth over here in production. Just lost all the equipment there, boss. Biohazard pushes him away once again. Running man stands to get through the minefield. And how about some more interactiveness?
Oh man, I tried down 2, but then I get grabbed out of it. That really
I
sucks.
love when they meter burn. You get
And ooh, all right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that read right there. So I'm down like super far on life. You'll see that I have 3.6 HP on my gray bar. He has his second bar of life that he's in right now. I'm in a situation where I can definitely just get chipped out, and a way that Starfire players will chip you out a lot is by doing the Tamaranian charge because it's a mid and a lot of characters can't really do much about it. They kind of just have to eat it. But I'm in a situation where I can make that read that he's going to do it. I know that I can beat it with a Sonic Lift. So that's why I go for that. There's also very little risk on my part because let's say he baits it and then he just does a straight projectile, then I'll just die. But I'm not losing out on too much. I have this sliver of health, and my goal is just to bring it as far as possible, right? So that's why I'll make that type of read, because I know that's what he wants to go for, is just to chip me out. So I'm gonna do everything I can just to prevent that chip out from happening. So that's why I wake up with that, and I get him, and I get a lot of damage from it, and I knock him down, get him a little bit of a hit, stuff his wake up, walk forward, grab him. So all of a sudden, he goes from having basically a full second bar of health, and now he's down to like 45% of that. And then now I get hit, but I'm quite happy with that. So now I'm in a much better position had I have just gotten chipped out by that Tamarine charge. Trying to be patient, trying to choose my spot, but that was a good back two from Bio to stop me. Really just want to get out of this corner right now, honestly. He tries to backdash, and my forward jump beats that out. If he made the read on the forward jump, he'd like back to me or something, but he didn't make that read. So now I'm in a super good position. I just need one touch. What I did there was kind of risky by doing that. If you ever just throw out a back forward 2 with flash, it's pretty risky because it's a high attack, meaning the only way you're going to hit someone is if they're just kind of like either walking forward, so they're not blocking, or they're in the startup of attack of their own and you just beat them out, or maybe they're going to jump and you hit them. So like I kind of just made that read. I didn't have too much to lose because like I did have a clash still if he were to have blocked it or ducked it and then punished me, but you know, it was a little bit of a risky play on my part, but you know, closed it out, got the life bar. So now I'm up to 1. At this point I'm thinking maybe he'll go Black Manta or someone else, but he sticks with Starfire. So, you know. Here we go into this game. I do believe there was a moment in this match where I made a bad drop that definitely shifted the momentum, and I could have I think I could have beaten him in this match, but I messed up.
All right, strong start. Oh yeah, that punish down to all the time. All right, here we go. Oh, flash looking to get in.
You'll see here, I just hit him out of that. That was like kind of lucky on my part. I didn't think that would actually work that way. That was a good block from him. Flash's forward 2-1 is a punish, and he missed that punish like again, so I was kind of lucky. And you'll also see here, let me just quickly discuss that. Right here, he does 1-1-3, and after Starfire does 1-1-3, a lot of times what they like to do is go into a close Stardust and then get free chip, but Flash could back forward 1, reversal it, and get a full combo punish. Bio knows this, so instead of going for the Stardust, which I was hoping he would do, he goes for a straight projectile, and that actually punishes me for trying to do the back forward 1. So a little bit of a mind game in there, whether he's going to go for like that option or not. So yeah, that's why he hit me right there. I was trying to get a back forward 1. Fortunately, I don't take too much damage for it, but yeah. He gets the punish on my lightning kick, but he doesn't normally. I feel like Bio actually plays this matchup a little bit better in casuals. You'll see that where is it? So here I did a forward 2 and then I did a lightning kick. Normally speaking, Bio will punish those, and he does a down 1 as a punish, but he doesn't get a full combo punish. Normally he would do down 1 into the flip and then take like 25% of my life for it, but in this situation he didn't. He just did a down 1 as a weak punish, so he definitely should have done better right there, but I kind of got away with that, but then I still ended up getting hit anyways. But it's just little things like that. Somehow I got through there. I was kind of lucky.
Flash all in his hair, you know, her hair, excuse me.
Listen, it's tough, but she's got
that doing that as a setup is pretty consistent at stuffing her wake ups. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's pretty consistent at stuffing her wake ups.
Not so much of that as the stylist tries to make his way towards Starfire. Even
see right there, if I did a back forward 1, I would have actually won that. But That's a little bit of a mind game going on, and I made the read. Yeah, I made the read to try to
thought he would jump in twice,
get him to chimney out, but he wasn't gonna fall for that again.
But we're still at match point for HoneyBee.
Ouch.
Trade active, but no, you
Wasted
shall
trade.
not pass. Done.
Anyway, keeping it safe and the lightning kick to chase the
See,
follow-up,
right here,
and
I
Biohazard
should have
looking for the
capitalized,
overhand
but then
and
I
then
dropped that,
leg
and
up.
me dropping that combo led to not getting nearly as much damage as I should have, and then he ended up waking up and pushing me off, and if I didn't drop the combo, I would have been able to end the combo in a way that I would have stuffed his wake up. So, like, little things like that, dropping a combo in that situation really fucked me up, because I would have been in a really, really good position if I didn't drop it, and I probably could have sealed the deal in this match and beat him 3-1, but that was definitely
There goes the unblockable. That one is
fuck up.
blockable though, right back at you. No cement, no glass.
Oh, gets the way in.
and right there as well, I didn't think he was gonna get hit by the end of it, so I did that so that, you know, maybe he'd get hit by the Sonic Pound instead of the 4-3 portion of the back 2-2 4-3, but he got hit. I still went for the Sonic Pound, and then he woke up with this, and you can see that's actually a punish. So that was like a second thing that happened at the end there that kind of screwed with me.
To make the connection, I
And
love the wake up there.
even though
Not
we're
safe,
still
but
very
it
close in
works.
life, I should have had a significant lead at this point if I didn't mess those things up. And here I tried to do the back forward one to get it, and he made the right read again. So like the way that little guessing game went in terms of this match was the first time I tried back forward one, he beats me by just doing a straight projectile. The second time, I expect him to do the straight projectile again, but he made the right read, and then he did the Stardust, and then I just ended up blocking it and taking that chip. And then the third time, he went for the straight projectile again. I ended up going for the back forward one trade, and I died. So that was like 3 times in a row in this match where I actually made the wrong guess when it came to that specific string and what he would do after it. He made the right guesses in those situations.
On a full 4 bars. One touch in the trade into another.
That was kind of risky on my part. I just kind of went for it. I thought the background bounce was closer, so I wasn't able to get it. I did a jump back, and then he hit me with the DP. So yeah, a couple stuff there that happened that kind of screwed me up, but there was also a lot of stuff that Bio did in that match that was just smarter.
I mean, surprising
than
nobody.
he could make the
Another
right reads.
Commodore set going to game 5 as one of these men.
So yeah, this was definitely kind of stressful situation because this match, like, we're in game 5. It's a 2-2 situation against my brother, and I'll actually like go further into that when we get closer to the match because of how close it is. But yeah, we're in the last match, and winner of this makes it to grand finals. So
and then
yeah.
beat him another 4-chill.
But that's old school rules.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
That's
And
old
I think I have a kind of a bad start to this match.
Yeah, but the oldest person
Couple stuff
remaining
just
in this
doesn't go
tournament is
right.
like 24 at the most.
There's good blocks for
Alright.
him.
We'll see if
But I got
Bio
that first hit, which was kind of important. Him
Both
waking up with
sides,
that
baby.
is
She has beams coming out of all of
makes
her
it so I
hands.
can't jump over him.
Okay, good defense.
Somehow I got away with that.
Overhead combo happened.
But yeah, so that was a good Tamarine charge by Bio.
Yeah, absolutely. Start
That was kind of weird. You'll see other weird stuff. That made me kind of mad. So after that happened, like, I should have punished him for throwing that interactable, but instead I was too early on the 4-2, and then he just ends up punishing me for it. And you'll see, like, I have a fair amount, like a pretty big life deficit right now, and yeah, like, it doesn't feel good to start it that way.
190 damage off of that down one, but you get the major push back, and now HoneyBee has the fire.
Feeling a little bit worried.
Taking chances.
And there I
Great
fucked up.
opportunity, but doesn't get the
So right,
follow-up.
yeah, like, look at this. This is a pretty big life deficit. I've already made like 2 pretty big errors back to back where I missed the punish on his throw and interactable. I got him with the slide in trait, but then I didn't follow up with the combo. So in my mind, it's like a little bit like, oh man, like, again, a little bit flustered, but you know, just gotta try to cool it down and whatever, regroup, because I really, really want to win this, and I'm in a kind of a bad position. I think I get a good hit that can, yeah, right there, the meter burn roll. I get in, you know, get a combo going. That's actually optimal. And then I did do the meter burn 4-3, and this is just enough damage to kill right here.
Almost into trade.
And back in it, you know, nerves are kind of there,
Gonna go
but
take a sip.
you know,
I'm sad.
This, look what happened. I think something stupid happens here. Unless it's later on in the match, actually. It might be later on in the match. There. What the fuck is that? Look at this. Hold on. What is this? This is... Oh my god. So frustrating. Right there, like... What is that? Like... Why? I guess, like, the thing is there, but, like... Oh my god. After that happened, I remember I looked off to the crowd and I was like, did you guys see this? Because that's just nutty. That's just crazy to me. Like,
What?
Oh, you thought.
We definitely thought. See these brainiac tentacles.
But, you know, still have the life lead
intellect,
and whatever.
just, you know.
See, that's another right there. I did the lightning kick on block, and then he just punished me with a down one. He didn't get a full like punish. Like do a down one into the flip, do a down one into at least the hair flip, so you can get like better advantage or something. But like he definitely fucked up by not punishing me correctly.
He prepared. He prepared for everybody.
And there I made the right read that he would not go for something else. Then I just end up blocking. Like I can't really do anything except block. That was actually good on my part. Let me go back to that. Right here, I was ready. Like he didn't meter burn it, and if you're in that spacing, if Starfire does a string on block into trait and doesn't meter burn against against Flash can back forward to punish it, and I was ready for him not to meter burn. So as soon as I saw he didn't meter burn, I immediately do back forward 2, and that gets a punish, and that was pretty big. So because that let me get him back in the corner, that let me get some damage, and all of that. He ends up blocking the setup, but you know. So this is kind of a scary situation right here. That was actually a punish. I didn't think that would punish him. This is a pretty scary situation right now. So now we have even meter. Obviously, we're both going to spend it all. I have a little bit of a life advantage, but not by much. Right here, I try to walk up and use the interactable, but somehow he back twos me and then still is able to get that back 3. I was like, oh my god. Like, this is scary. Like, so, okay. Look how close our life is right now. It's 2-2. Like, he just needs 1 touch, essentially. I need potentially more than 1 touch because he still has a clash available. So like this is a scary situation right now, and the thing is there's a lot like riding on this match in particular right here, because the winner of this goes to grand finals on the winner's side, where it's a 4 out of 7 in grand finals. For some reason Northern Arena did it that way, so you get a big cushion to like do well if you're in that winner's side of the bracket for grand finals, because then your opponent has to reset you by winning 4 games and then they have to beat you again. So you know, like you really want to be in that position. And also in terms of money wise, like if you're at grand finals, you're guaranteed top 2, and for this tournament top 2, second place would get 2,500. So that's a significant amount of money, whereas third place gets a $1,000. So that's like a $1,500 difference guaranteed whether or not you win this. So yeah, definitely wanted to win it. You'll see right here what happens. After this, I actually do a delayed wake up. I'm pretty sure that's what I did, and that's why he does a back 3, thinking like he'll either hit me or at least get plus frames, but I did a delayed wake up, making his back 3 whiff. I get up immediately, hit him with the down 1-2 lightning kick, meter burn. He could have clashed that, but I think he just wasn't ready for it right here. So he could have clashed right there, but after this point, these kicks, once I meter burn, are not clashable. So I do that, get my trait back 3 for unclashable damage. Right here. And right here, so he's basically in a death situation, because I throw this interactable on top of him. It's gonna explode, and I know that he's gonna want to get out, so I dash up and do a sonic lift in order to prevent him from basically doing anything. Because even if he woke up with like anything, I think he still would have got hit. Maybe we would have traded, but I had enough life that he wouldn't have been able to do anything. And you'll see that I actually had a little bit of a pop off here, you know, but that's not like me popping off on Matt. It's just me being happy that I made it in such a clutch situation. So yeah, that was crazy. And like beating Starfire, or his Starfire, because I feel like he plays the matchup one of the best out of any of the Starfires. Yeah, like felt really good. So that was the match with Bio. Let's move on to grand finals. So we're in grand finals right now. It is myself versus Hayati. Hayati had just beaten my brother in a very close 3-2 situation. In my mind, it's kind of like, obviously I always want my brother to do well, but I was feeling a little bit more confident to fight Hayati in grand finals over my brother because Bio uses Starfire on me, and as you just saw, we had a very, very close set where it was 3-2, and if Bio were to get back into grand finals, like, it is possible that he would be able to reset me and whatever, so I didn't really want to fight him again because of that, but I did want him to do well because obviously I'm always going to cheer for him. But when Hayate beat him, I was feeling pretty confident because I've been grinding the Robin Flash matchup a lot. And going back to what I was saying earlier on in the video, I don't want, like, I chose to use Starfire on Noodles, but I didn't really want to use Starfire on Hayate because Hayate plays the matchup so well. Also, I feel like me going Flash on Hayate probably threw him off a little bit. Like, I don't think he was expecting Flash. He might have been because I played him at Evo in a short set and I was doing pretty well against him. So he might have thought that, yeah, maybe HoneyBee will use Flash on me if we fight each other. But I'm sure he was still somewhat expecting Starfire because that is the pick that I used on Noodles earlier on in the tournament and whatever. But yeah, I was practicing the Flash Starfire matchup. I mean, the Flash Robin matchup quite a bit. I was playing with Raptor, and yeah, Raptor helped me out a lot with it. Like, I was just able to grind it with him a lot, and I played quite a few other Robins. Like, I played Vendetta's Robin, I played Senior Abrams' Robin, I think I played Noodles' Robin as well with Flash. Like, I was playing a lot of different Robins, and I was doing really, really well in the matchup. I've gotten way better at it, and I was feeling really confident. I think it's like I think it's a 5-5. It's just that there's a lot of situations where Robin, like, Flash is gonna want to get in on Robin, and Robin can kind of like keep him out. For example, like, he'll do it like a sweep, and there's enough pushback where Flash actually can't hit Robin after he blocks a sweep. Like, I can't do a back two. I'm gonna want to jump, and then Hayate knows that, so he'll do like a sweep and then a down two. So I like try to be more patient, you know, like, and I'll let him whiff the down two, and then I'll try to come in after, and you'll see some of that happening in this set. But yeah, let's get into it.
As well as a spot in the IPS finals. Like, that's big because they could get a piece of that 100,000 US prize.
So here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we
Another
are.
thing that also kind of sucks about this matchup is Flash's RMS 2, which is -7 on block. Robin can full combo punish it every single time because he has a 6-frame down one that leads into, like, I don't know, 40-something%. So it's super risky for me to ever do an RMS 2 because that can get punished. And what I'm going to be looking for a lot in this match is doing lots of running man in this match is important as well to build the meter and stuff. Also, I can try to react to Robin throwing a Birdarang, at which point I can do a quick RMS 1 and get a little lightning charge in there. And it doesn't do a lot of damage. It does like 100 damage or whatever. Like, that's like maybe like 8 to 9% on Robin. But then I get the knockdown and I get to stop him from using the Birdarang. So it's pretty important. So right there, a little bit of a back two stagger into the down one. Get some big damage right here. Fucked up the combo a little bit, but, you know, it's fine. See, he should have got a full combo right there. I don't know why he didn't. After I did the down 1-2-3, he could have down 1-2 full combo punished me, but he missed it.
All of the great work that, you know, NetherRealm designs in these backgrounds.
HoneyBee off to a great start here. A commanding lead.
The jump one works out. So I'm in a very, very good position here in this first match against Hayate. You'll see the down two should be able to cleanly get out of Robin's 2-1-2 string. Sometimes if my timing's off, we'll get a trade, but at least if we get a trade, he doesn't get a full combo punish or whatever, so I'll take the trade. Yeah. And then I punished his DP. He didn't meter burn it. If he meter burned it, I would have got hit though. And then he actually spends all 4 bars here.
get as much life back as possible. Ooh.
See how I didn't like overcommit? Right now I'm in a position where I'm very secured in life. Like I'm looking really strong. So I'm not gonna overextend or anything. I'm gonna try to find a good spot to press a button. So that's why I'm just kind of, you know, walking back, being a little bit patient. See what happened right there is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Is he comes in, he does the sweep. At this range, Flash literally can't do anything against Robin after I block that sweep. I don't have enough range for a move to hit. I don't have enough speed for a move to hit. So my safest option is just to block the sweep and then just wait. So that's what I do. You'll see. He was thinking I would jump at him because that's what like Flash players would like to do a lot, is like if you can't reach them with an attack, is you want to jump at them so that you can jump at them, make them block, and then try to open them up afterwards. But I knew he would try to do something like that, so I just patient, you know, block, just wait for my moment. I think he might actually end up opening me up, but you know, I'm just trying to be patient.
At this point, HoneyBee doesn't have to overextend, doesn't have to force anything.
And then yeah, that was right here. I tried to flip out. Not smart against Robin, because Robin can just back two punish my flip out.
On the air take, and I've talked about that so many times. You just don't do it against Hayati.
And that wake up, you'll see, works pretty well against Robin's setups, where he does that and to that. And I wake up with back forward 1. It's -8 on block, but it does have pushback right there. I think that's too much pushback for Robin to actually punish me, and then it makes the Birdarang not hit me. So it works pretty well. At some point later in the set, I do it and it doesn't work out. I think the timing just changed. That was actually kind of hard to do. Sorry for like pausing so much, guys, but this right here, you'll see. He jumps in and he whiffs that jump 3. It's very, very difficult to actually trip guard that with Flash, because I'm using a back 2 that doesn't have that much range on it. But like it was like perfect range right there, where I was actually able to make that jump 3 whiff and then get the punish, and then that led to like huge damage, basically death. So yeah, that was really good for me. I think if I went for the optimal, I might have actually killed him, but it doesn't really matter. So that was pretty good for me.
Wow. That's a real man's game face right there. I am not playing with you.
Yeah, I'm serious mode. When I play like I'm serious mode. I don't try to show no emotion or whatever.
He is fighting not only for Canada but for his own home turf here in Toronto.
How serious is like the province war here? I don't know. All right, pride is a big thing.
I think this match was pretty decisive as well. So we're full screen, you know, just kind of don't want to get hit by that Birdarang, so I'll just wait it out and build some meter, react to him throwing that, and then get the punish. That was same side. That was not a cross up. A little bit of a drop, and then I was just kind of like schmixing.
HoneyBee with a near perfect on the first health bar, easy mode, as all the spectators walk by like,
oh my god, the read on the interaction there as he uses the Flash's evade. HoneyBee is playing on a different frequency right now, but Hayati is going to answer right back and to get a full combo here, probably a setup as well. He's got that trade out, and that is a punish.
Yeah, right there, it didn't work for some reason.
Robin slicing and dicing.
You're plus after you blow that up, so I get to like continue some pressure. That interactable is actually like kind of busted, honestly. It's like super strong. Like it can be baited. I think I bait Hayati later on, but it's a very strong interactable.
You know, who's the bigger kid?
And yeah, here I'm just gonna take the life. I don't like, I can build my meter back. I don't mind. I'm just gonna take like the guaranteed damage. I get hit by the overhead there though. Nice combo from Hayati. But here I get him with the wake up. Obviously I'm gonna wake up, and then I actually get a little bit extra damage here. You know, get that. You know, so that was pretty good. It always feels good to get more out of that pixel, and like I caused Hayati to waste 2 bars as well. He's in like a super bad situation here. He uses that interactable and it's over. I think I dropped this. I shouldn't have dropped it. If there's a little drop in it, it's fine though. Need to burn 4-3. Get that armor. And just like that, I'm up 2-0, feeling really confident because those first two matches were pretty decisive on my part. I'm like, yeah, you know, training pays off because I grinded the shit out of this matchup.
Games away from crowning himself Northern Arena champion and completing the season sweep, winning every single event.
I think, I don't know if like Hayati was switching stages all the time because he didn't like the stage, or if he just likes to switch stages just to reset everything, but yeah. I think this match might have been closer. Yeah, that kind of sucks for me, because that was definitely not, that was an input error for Hayati, and that just ended up working out for him. He should have got a full combo punish there. I don't know why he didn't. And I interrupted the down one there, fortunately. Throw the interactable, you know. And oh, right there. Okay, that was actually something pretty good on my part. I've noticed something that Robin players and Hayate, like Robin players in general, like that what they like to do is, I've found, is doing like bounce cancels off of certain things like down 1-2. So right here is like he has 2 bars of meter. I kind of expected him to go for it, so I was ready to beat it. And the only way you can beat something like a down 1-2 into bounce cancel with Robin is to meter burn back 3 yourself, or meter burn forward 3, so that you can absorb the hit and then punish him. So I was ready, and that's why I punished him for that. And then I get to get a pretty big reward for it. And then there, that kind of sucks. I thought I could chip him out or hit him before that thing became active, but it was late. And then I just kind of mashed him down 2. I didn't have too much to lose. Here I know he's going to blow it up. I thought I would still be able to like hit him or something, but he actually punched me. Not much I could do there. But, you know, we're tied up. I have a meter advantage. I'm in the corner, but, you know, it's okay. I'm feeling pretty confident still. See, I just react to him throwing those, and so I can knock him down. And here, that's another thing. See, there's a lot of things that were happening in this match that, like, just from grinding the matchup so much, like, you know what to expect. Also, like, this is something that, like, in the past, I'd get blown up for. So, like, I go for, like, a meter burn sonic poundage trait, and what a Flash player would like to do a lot is jump forward, because you jump forward, you continue to apply pressure. But Robin, I know, like, what they can do to beat that is by doing a DP, because that covers so much space. But the way to beat the DP is to backdash. So I had a very strong feeling that Hayate would immediately DP after blocking the meter burn sonic pound and seeing that I activate trait. So what I did was backdash. I actually backdash. He spends his bar, but then I beat him clean. So that's actually like super good for me, because I made him waste a bar and I punished him for it, and I made him waste a clash, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to take life from him, because why not? I'll take the 15, sure. Yeah. So that was pretty big. Here I get that punish again on the 2-1-2. I don't know why Hayate was going for that, because he knows that I'm going to punish it. And here, like, I just kind of abuse these interactables and whatever. Yeah. And here, you know, just being a little bit patient, waiting for my moment again. Don't have to overextend or anything. And then, yeah, I just got in. So I didn't even use the clash in that. I still had well over half my life, so that was actually pretty decisive as well. If it was a standard grand finals for a tournament, it would have been 3-0. So I was feeling definitely confident. I think, yeah, this next one, Hayate gets the win. So, you'll see there in the background we have Spider-Man. I didn't actually end up playing it because there was a long lineup and the game comes out in a few days anyways. So I'm gonna play that for sure though, Friday.
Canada's champion without question right now.
Alright, still calm and composed.
Yeah, beautiful stuff's gonna get those hand warms up. That beautiful Zippo hand warmer.
That is a really nice hand warmer though, I will say. I tried it out, like, Hayate let me try it out at some other tournament. I'm just like, man, this thing's sick. Hand warmer. Electric hand warmer.
Both of these players now ready to compete. HoneyBee now fighting to hopefully get that championship right here and right now.
All right, there's the sweep now.
So yeah, just got a little bit mixed right there.
You know, we talked about looking good and playing good. And
Yeah, that's a
Hayati just
punish.
got the bad draw when it came to his
I
random
think I make
select,
the
because something gets
poor
really
decision to
changed
flip
with
out
his
of one of his
flurry of
combos
offense in the
again
first 10
and
seconds.
just re-combos me later on in this match.
Nice use of the interaction there, and then
So yeah,
popped the
Hayati
trade. That actually really
had a
smart.
really nice start to this match.
Gave the trade
I should have
some
punished him
space
for
to
that,
get,
but
and
like I
Hayati
caught his
did get
backdash
the
anyways,
punish on
but
the
yeah.
sweep. Expected
Got a
Hayati
kind of a
to
weird
backdash
conversion
and
because I wasn't
chase
sure
him down.
how that combo would have
Oh
dropped,
my
and
God.
Stop it.
You
that
have
just
got to be
kind of
kidding
worked
me.
out. Bad drop, though.
Unbelievable, the tech right now from HoneyBee with the flash. But Hayati is not done yet.
Jumping in, gets the
Yeah,
low
and here I was
not
trying
enough
to like
just yet.
I was scared of that burgerang on the ground, so then I
overhand
couldn't
slice.
close
How's
it out.
that for conditioning? A little unorthodox movement to work his way in and keep
And
running
here,
inside
like he
the
actually,
race.
yeah,
like
I was
that
being a
idea,
little like,
but
this
too
all went really
ambitious.
badly
And
for me.
again,
I probably could have won this match if I didn't do some of those like super stupid decisions.
Hayati also jumping back
Like,
to the
look at
right.
all this damage I took. Like, that's a lot of damage I took. I took like at least like 55% of my health gone. And I was kind of getting rocked. And now I have a life deficit. I mean, a meter deficit as well. Like, a lot of stuff went wrong in this match.
Alright, an entirely different strategy, and Hayati with the immediate flash is going to get rid of the trait. Even if he takes 15% damage, it wouldn't be as bad as taking the entire damage and the setup that follows.
Absolutely, that is complete perfect strategy there from Hayati.
Yeah, with a great whip punish on the
So
wake up. And
after that happened, like I wasn't really worried because I knew what I fucked up in the match. I'm just like, it's fine. I can come back, but I made some poor choices in that match.
No matter which way you cut it, one victory away.
But yeah, I was semi debating like, should I stick with Flash and like, or should I like just pull out my Dr. Fate or like Starfire? But I decided, you know, like I'm confident using Flash and kind of wanted to just win with Flash in a match like that. I felt confident anyways. I went for the setup and he was ready to block it and punish me, which was unfortunate because it would have been really cool if it actually worked.
And there's those lightning fists that HoneyBee keeps waking up with on that setup.
So, you know, doing more of the just playing, you know, trying to be patient, trying to pick my spot. That's kind of risky on my part to do something like that because doing like a lightning charge, if it hits, you know, I get like 8% or whatever. If it gets blocked, he should punish me for it. I had just enough damage there. But yeah, sometimes it just works out. Sometimes I feel like I have to go for it just to make them scared that I will go for it later in the set.
Last chance to fall in line.
So that's why like lightning, like doing Running Man Stance 1, which is the lightning charge, it's very punishable, but sometimes you go for it because you want to condition your opponent. And that's punishable, but I go for it sometimes too. That kind of just worked out. And here you'll see, this is, so yeah, this was a pretty decisive last game. You'll see I get the hit here. Where is it? Right there. So this setup that I have, it's very, very strong. So I go for a back 2, and this is also for like optimal damage, but I go for a back 2, and if I see that they try to tech roll right here, out of the back 2, and they go backwards, I can actually do an immediate forward 2, and that gets a full combo punish. So you'll see here, back 2, and then he flips out, and then I forward 2 to get the punish. And once that happens, it's over. I have my trait. I know he's going to flip out. I'm ready for it, and there we go. Boom. So that was very decisive last game. And I had a little bit of a pop-off. You can't really see it here. But that's essentially it. I guess you can kind of, yeah. So that was it. That was Northern Arena. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, obviously, since I won. But yeah, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you guys learned something by watching this. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much or anything. It's probably going to be a pretty long video, but thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.